All right, welcome back to another video. This is going to be week number 3, video number 3, and we're going to be talking about loans today. So I'm really going to get into more about auto loans more than anything. But there's a few things that I want you to be aware of before I walk you through this. And basically what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through the assignment. I've laid out an actual template that'll show you exactly how to do this assignment. And so hopefully that'll help you feel a little bit more at ease when it comes to looking at loans and buying a car and things like that. So kind of to begin with, there's about 5-6 points that I want to make when we talk about loans. The first one is it's a lot like insurance. I want you to be armed with information. I want you to go in when you go to purchase your first vehicle or your next vehicle, that type of thing. I want you to have information. I want you to be armed with information before you even show up looking to buy that vehicle. Next one is don't be afraid to walk away from the sale. Okay, and what I'm talking about there is that if something just doesn't feel right, if you're feeling pressured, anything like that, don't be afraid to walk away from the actual sale itself. Next one is know your numbers, and we'll get into this a little bit more than anything, is knowing your numbers. And what I'm talking about there is know how much money you will spend per month when you pay back a loan. If you get a loan for a vehicle, know what that amount is going to be, the interest rate, and those types of things as far as the loan is concerned. And then know the value of the vehicle. It's really important that you do your research, whether it's looking online, Kelley Blue Book, things like that, that'll help you and tell you what the value is of the vehicle that you're looking to purchase. Last two, know how much you want to pay. So that again goes with those numbers, know in your head on how much you want to pay before you get there. And then also don't be afraid to negotiate. And that ties in with the second one I talked about. Don't be afraid to negotiate with it, and then don't be afraid to walk away if the deal isn't right. Okay, so that pretty much covers it for the kind of the key points, the main points that I wanted to make when it comes to looking into getting a loan for a vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off. And in Canvas, you're going to see the assignment, and it may look a little bit overwhelming to you. Just take it line by line, read line by line. And to simplify it for you, what I did is I put some suggestions down here, and then I also went and I created a template, which I'll show you in a second. Now, when we're talking about the one where I want details as far as what the loan looks like, there's a few things that I want you to be aware of. One, the total amount of money that you're going to be paying for the car. So that, for example, up here in Canvas, it says $5,000 and a $20,000 budget. So you'll have a $5,000 budgeted car. So I want you to find something for $5,000 or less, and then another vehicle for $20,000. So between $5,000 and $20,000. Okay, kind of between these two numbers to get this budgeted amount. So when you're looking at that, that's going to be the first number that you're going to need to know. Next one is going to be the amount of interest that you're going to be paying back on this vehicle, and then the terms as far as how many months. So down here at the bottom of Canvas, what I've done is I've put in a few different references for you. Now, if you go to this first one, it's going to give you the actual rates. Okay, so if I click on this first one and we get into rates, this is going to go to Veridian's website. So let's say that I'm looking at a vehicle. What was mine? 2017. Okay, so if I'm looking at a 2017 vehicle, I'm going to use the numbers right down here. So as you can see, this is kind of broken down 2018 and newer. So anything newer than a 2018, it's going to have the information here. The information that you need to pay attention to is how many months. So this one is 48 months at 2.94% interest. 60 months, 2.94. 66, 2.94. Okay, so we're going to use this one right here, the APR as low as. This is the one that I want you to use. Now, my vehicle that I'm looking at is a 2017. If it was a little bit older, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 and older, it's going to go down to a 2010. So what I want you to be aware of is look, if you find a vehicle that's a 2006 or a 1995, anything that's older than a 2010, and you're going to be using this number right here, 2010 and older. Okay, that means that your term is going to be 36 months, so you'll have 36 months to pay back the loan at 6.79% interest. Okay, I'll show you where those numbers are going to fall into place here in a second. All right, so here's the template that I've created for you. We're going to start off with the auto loan. That's just the title, and then you'll put your name in here. Next slide. This is the $20,000 budgeted vehicle. Okay, so if you remember back from Canvas, I wanted you to find a $5,000 vehicle and a $20,000 vehicle. So this one is going to be the $20,000 purchase. I looked online. I found this one at actually, I'll get into that in the next slide. So this first slide that talks about the vehicle, find a car that's for sale for less than $20,000. Don't go over $20,000. That's your budget. You need to stay below that. You can look on Facebook, Marketplace, Craigslist, any online service or any dealerships that are out there. So the vehicle that I found was $15,980, and it is a 2017 Honda Accord. That's all that you need to put here, and then you can put an image. You can save the images. If you have issues or questions on how to put the image in, let me know, and I can walk you through that as well. Next slide. These are going to be the details about the car. So when I found this car online, these are just some of the things that I found about it. I want another image here. I found that it had 96,000, almost 97,000 miles. It said that it was a 4-cylinder car. It had 4 doors. It was silver, and it's got leather interior. Okay, so the next part is give me a little bit of information on where you found the car. Well, I found this one at CNS online. I looked online and just did a search of Honda Accords or whatever, and I found this one. The bank that I will use is Veridian Credit Union. You can use that one. The only reason I'm using it is because the calculator was pretty simple to use and to find. So you can use that as well if you'd like. I chose this vehicle because it gets great gas mileage and has a lot of room. And then it has a nice backup camera and leather interior. So here's another picture. So that's it for the fourth slide. Next slide is going to be the banking details. This is the most important part of this entire lesson. Okay, I want you to understand on how to figure this stuff out so that you can be prepared with numbers when you go to buy a vehicle, or even know what type of vehicle you should be looking for with your budget. So my vehicle was a 2017 that I found. So I'm looking right here. I'm going to choose what did I pick? 60 months. You can use any of these months. I don't care what you use for these, okay? So I used 60 months. Here's the financing that I'm going to be getting, and then there's my monthly payment. Now, how did I come up with those numbers? Well, this other website right here, it's the calculator. So this has the calculator, and I'm just going to put that information in. So what did I say I was doing here? 60 months. So I can go in here, and I want to change that to 60 months. I want to change this amount to, what was it? $15,980. So I'm going to put that in right here in this box. So this is total purchase price before tax, $15,980 in 60 months, and then the interest rate that I was using was 3.19. That's found right here, 3.19. And again, you can use any of the months that fall under the vehicle year that you're looking at for a car to buy, and then you'll just match up the interest rate. So 3.19% interest. So I'm going to change that 3.19. One other thing that I want you to be aware of is if you do this for the first time, it may have these two things, down payment. We're going to change all of these to zeros, okay? Just make sure that you have zeros there. And then in taxes and fees, make sure that this is changed to zeros as well. Now, if you were going out and really buying a vehicle, hopefully you would have some money to put down for it. So that's where that would go in. If you put down $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, $5,000, however much money that you were really putting in for that, or if you had a trade-in that had some sort of allowed owed on trade-in, if you had any money that you have accumulated for those, that's where you'd put that at. Same with taxes and fees. You would put whatever the sales tax is in the county at that point in time of the purchase. You would put that in as well, 7%, 6%, whatever it would be, and any fees that might go along with it, like registration. But for the case of this assignment, we're not going to worry about any of that. We're just going to look at these. Okay, so the purchase price. So if you look up a vehicle and it's $10,000, that's what you'll put here. Total purchase price before taxes, $10,000. You'll put in the months. I showed you how to find that, which is right over here along this website. And then the interest rate that matches up right in here, okay, according to the vehicle that you're buying in the year. So I've got all that stuff in. Now what I want to do is I just want to go up here and I want to calculate it. Okay, so if I click on calculate, it's going to give me this car payment amount, which is going to be $314.84. $314.84. And so I would want to make that change here and make sure that matches up. So $314.84, whatever it was. So that pretty much covers on how to calculate that. Now we're going to move on, and I'm just going to show you the rest of the slides that I'm looking for with this. And here's my next vehicle. This one is a $5,000 budget. So again, here's the example that I used for you. Details about the vehicle. As you can see, I put an image right here. I'm also asking for an image on this page. So you can just pull one off of the site where you got the vehicle info. Here's the information about the vehicle, why I chose it, those types of things. And then also I'm going to choose Veridian as my bank. Again, this is where I'm looking to purchase the vehicle from. Next one, bank details. I can add an image here. And then here's the details on the vehicle this next one that I found. Okay. Finally, references. All that I'm looking for is a couple of websites. Okay. You only need 3 here. So one from the website where you found the vehicle at, the $20,000 budget, $5,000 budget, and then the bank one. That pretty much covers it. If we were in classroom right now, we would be spending some more time on this. And we would also be doing some house loans. House loans are very, very similar to the way that we would calculate it, except that there's, instead of an AutoLoans calculator and rates, we would actually have one that says mortgage or for houses. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, that is going to cover what I want to teach you today when it comes to loans. Have a great week, everyone.